Okay, here we are, and you are,
Patrick Kuchar.
and you do some world traveling.
I do. Australia. Been there 8 times so far. We do some mining at Field in Queensland, Australia. We have a 12-acre lease there. And I also do some in South Australia at Coober Pedy and Mintabee Field, and sometimes Lambina Field, just off the Stewart Highway a few miles.
And you have a article here that you break out of mines.
Yep. This is a sedimentary process. You can see where water has been, and this is what color you chase when you're mining.
Okay.
And try and find a pocket where opal has settled out. It comes in as a silica gel, and as it sets up over time and hardens, it's depending how it sets up as the way the colors go. The silica spheres, if they're perfectly aligned, produce red. And another layer in a different angle produces another color. So you have red and green, or red and blue, or red and whatever, orange. But this is a $6,000 piece here.
Is that all?
That's all.
How do you get that out of the middle of that to polish it and stuff?
I would cut the thick side off on a diamond saw.
Oh.
The thinner side I would grind off on a diamond wheel. I'll show you a better piece. This one's $20,000 for the piece of rough. It's not polished, but I'll wet it to make it look, you see what it would look like. This one here.
Okay. Now you've got the one side ground off, so you just got.
Yeah, I took some of the crud up. I don't know if the camera can pick up all those bands of color that are in there. It does? Okay.
Wow.
This thing even looks good if you shade it right down to no sunlight on it whatsoever. I'll move it over to the shade.
But what'd you say that piece is worth?
$20,000. There is opal that's over $50,000 an ounce for the rough.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, absolutely. It's much more than diamonds. You still pick the color up okay in the shade? That's how you tell a top quality opal. If it looks good in the shade with no sunlight whatsoever, it's a real zinger. And
so that's why you carry that in your pocket next to your heart.
Yeah, nobody's going to get it from me. Unless he's faster on the draw than I am.
Well, then all your artwork here, you got a lot of time and energy into each and every piece then.
Well, it's a hobby. I started this when I retired in 1985, and I haven't had any rest yet.
I had to stop at this booth because it's so unique. And I am with?
David Riley.
And David, where are you from?
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
What are you doing up here in God's country?
We just do very well up in this area. Strong appreciation for art, and they just love their lakes.
Well, and that's what I noticed around here, and we got the backdrop of Lake Michigan here. Tell us about this. What is it? How do you do it? It's neat.
Well, we refer to them as wood topography maps. We laser cut them, and then we hand assemble them. They're very accurate, and they're done in a fashion where the levels are going down to represent your depths. So it makes for a dumbed-down topography map, so to speak, and people love to see what's underneath the water.
So you use the navigation maps where they show the water depths and use that as a guideline to do it? Okay.
And we put it into a software that the laser machine understands.
That's good.
Yeah. Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Because you got all your depths and everything else, your holes, your deep spots and your shallow spots. And I see you got, well, probably because you're up in Michigan right now, you got a lot of Michigan lakes.
That's right.
You even have one of Muskegon Lake.
Yes, we do. We figured, why not? We're in the area. We try to bring the lakes that people are familiar with.
And I like the one over here behind me, too. It's all the Great Lakes on it. Is that a very popular unit for you to be selling?
Yes, it is. It is. It is one of our best sellers, and it's a good-looking piece. There's a lot of information on it. We have more detail per square inch on that piece than anything we've made.
And what's an average price for something like this, just to give people an idea?
Our pieces run from $250 to $360 for the larger piece behind us.
Okay, but you got a lot of work and energy and effort into it because it just doesn't fall together after it's laser cut.
Yeah, you're exactly right. There is a little bit of hand assembly involved, and you got to have attention to detail for it to come out.
You hand color these into?
Yes, they are stained, and then they are then layered backwards, and we place them incrementally back to represent our depths.
Well, I see this one on the state, on Lake Michigan, you got a lot of the cities on it. But yet when I looked at the one for Muskegon Lake, you have a lot of the roads shown in on there. Is it hand-drawn, or how do you do that?
The laser also does that. It is actually cutting at a very low power. So it doesn't cut through the wood, it just draws a line.
Oh, all right.
And depending on how large of an area we're looking at, we may put local roads around a lake, or we may do the highways in the major cities.
Are you having any success here today?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Well, first day is the first time you've been here, or?
This is the first time I've been here at this show, yes.
And this is all new concept of this show. I'm sure you've heard that already.
Yes.
It was originally an art fair that was part of the summer celebration, and that's all different now. This is its own entity now, and a whole lot larger and more spread out. So we're surprised, because I remember we used to fight crowds all the time, and they were so thick, people were shoved away from booths. Now they can stop and talk to you guys, and you can talk them into these great pieces of art.
It's funny you mentioned that, because a lot of the folks out there have mentioned they like it more spread out. They seem to enjoy it more where they can see more product as well.
Well, we appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming here.
Oh, thank you.
And if I had some spare pocket money, I would have a couple of these. My wife's out of town, so I better not spend it yet.
All right.
Thank you very much for coming to Muskegon and being part of this Lakeshore Art Festival. So.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, West Michigan, we're wrapping up this great day of the Muskegon Art Festival. A new review of the Muskegon from the old art fair. It's a new one, new beginnings, Western Avenue, kids area, craft separated from fine arts. Just a special activity. If you weren't here this year, you really missed it. But you know, every vendor we talked to said they're coming back because they really like being in the Muskegon area and the new layout. So come on down. You can eat your lunch down here, and you can buy great individual items for inside the house, outside the house. You weren't here, you missed a good thing. Tom Anderson saying, tune in again.